So, Jacob, we both enjoyed the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass, correct?
Yes,
We both have a bunch of opinions on the 48 tracks we got, right?
also correct.
I think it's time we do a tier list.
I agree.
So, here we are with all 48 tracks in the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass, and I'm joined by Jacob with the Gameblock, and today we are gonna put our opinions together and kind of create a definitive tier list of these tracks. We got some stinkers in there. I'm sure a lot of you know exactly what track specifically I'm talking about, but we'll see if our opinions kind of correlate with each other. See if we have different takes on different tracks. So yeah, this I think should be very interesting. But first, we gotta start with the first of all the 20 quadrillion city tracks that we got in the Booster Course Pass, Paris Promenade. Well, what do we think about this track?
I don't feel like it's inherently a bad track. It looks less than great, but music-wise, I feel like it's decent, and it's pretty fun to play. The part where you go backwards is pretty decent. I'm thinking maybe C tier.
I'm like kind of leaning towards like low B tier because like it's a good enough track. It's a good introduction to the city tracks, I think. You know, with the different routes and whatever. And like it just has a couple split paths. Sure, laps 1 and 2 compared to the rest are kind of lame because it's the same ones. But like you said, I think going in reverse in the last lap was pretty cool. We don't see that much, if at all, in the Mario Kart series outside of these city tracks. I think GCN Luigi Circuit kind of has that.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
But
I'm okay with B tier.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking B tier, not beer tier. B tier because at least compared to the rest of Wave 1, if we're just like specifically comparing it to Wave 1, visually it looks better than most of them. It does look
Yeah,
very
I'd
weak
agree.
compared to some of the other city tracks in later waves, but I think like the layout it's fun enough. You know, it's kind of basic, but it is a first track of, you know, the DLC. So I guess it kind of has a right to be basic. Now, I'm kind of like leaning
Okay, yeah, B tier is fine.
B tier, I think is a good spot for it, but
Yeah.
that could just be me. Whew, 3DS Toad Circuit. I have a special place in hell for this one, in the D tier. I'm not quite F tier.
I'm gonna argue for C tier just because
C tier.
I agree it looks awful and it is not very fun on 150cc and below. But the course, honestly, I love playing it on 200cc. Also, the music is great. I know I put too much focus on the music whenever I consider a course, but
I do think the music is alright. It's not one I really go back to a lot, if I'm being completely honest, because I just think, especially the Booster Course Pass, has tons of better songs than 3DS Toad Circuit.
oh yeah, I agree. It's just I do happen to also really like the Toad Circuit song.
Yeah, it's a good enough remix.
Yeah, I feel like I would put it in low C tier, but high D tier maybe could also be a thing.
I mean, I was thinking there might be only one other track I think would be below it.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too.
I don't know if I'm gonna put that if I would put that track below it, but I'm thinking if it's in the D tier,
I would 100%.
I think we had the same idea with the track. But
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking like, you know, D tier. I mean, I'll go with the low C tier just because, you know, it's a fun meme track. If you want to go online and just troll, you pick this track.
True.
Because like everyone picks Baby Park, but if Toad Circuit shows up, I always go Toad Circuit for the memes. I think it's a funny like just like meme track to pick online because it's like, wow, this track is boring. It's because usually, especially online, unless you're playing with people with higher VR,
It's generally 150.
Generally like 100, maybe rarely 150. Sometimes if you're lucky, you'll get mirror mode. But
honestly, the more I think about it, though, the more I do agree with you. I think D tier might be good. Just looking at the rest of the tracks here, I feel like there are so many ones that are better than it that I feel like C tier is too good.
Yeah, like I'm sure we'll have a lot of C tiers, especially like going into the city tracks later on when we get a plethora of them. But with Toad Circuit, I think arguably it's one of the worst tracks in the entirety of the Booster Course Pass. It's like there were so many better options for them to choose from 3DS tracks because they literally had the entirety basically of Mario Kart 7 in Tour that they could port over, minus like the Woohoo tracks.
Yes. They could have brought over Wario Shipyard. That course is so good.
They could have
And they
brought
didn't.
over, like, if they wanted an easier track too, there was like Shy Guy Bazaar. I guess it takes
True. That course would have looked so good in Mario Kart 8's Lighting Engine.
And I think that one was even like planned for the original DLC for Mario Kart 8. So I'm surprised that it didn't show up in the Booster Course Pass as well.
Oh, that's the first I've heard of that.
I'm
Wow.
pretty sure it was. I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure Shy Guy Bazaar was planned originally for the Mario Kart 8 DLC. Again, I could be completely wrong. I don't remember what track it got replaced by, but I'm pretty sure I heard somewhere that it was planned for Mario Kart 8. So just the fact that Toad Circuit came in before Shy Guy Bazaar is kind of baffling. And I mean, if they wanted another circuit too, they could have just done the Mario circuit. Like that one was objectively so much better.
That's honestly one of my favorite Mario circuits.
It's like, probably the best of the Mario circuits.
It plays really nicely, and I overall love the aesthetic. And it also it had the same music as well, so the music portion would stay the same.
I think D tier is a good place for Toad Circuit. It has a nice place in the dumps of the tier list. Choco Melon, however, in a video coming up, spoilers, I guess, I put it in the A tier. But like, the more I think about it, I might put it down in the B tier above Paris Promenade.
That's what I was thinking. I could see the argument for A tier. I generally really do enjoy this course.
I do enjoy this one.
Just looking at the rest of the tracks and how many good ones there are, I feel like I don't know if it would be justified in A.
I mean, I
would be fine with it there.
See low A, but like
yeah.
I'm thinking more so B, like above Paris Promenade, at least for now. That's kind of where I'm thinking.
That's fair. Yeah.
Because objectively, one of the better looking tracks in Wave 1, the cave section looks pretty good compared to the rest of the wave. And like, even though it has like very minimal texturing on like the mountain and stuff, it still looks.
It kind of works.
It looks better than most of the tracks that we got in Wave 1.
Yeah, and like with some of the sections being a little bit more low poly, it kind of works with the chocolate aesthetic a little bit as well, just because like chocolate is like chunky. It kind of
exactly.
Yeah, it just works. So definitely the Mario Kart Tour art style lends itself pretty well.
Yeah,
to this track.
And the low effort that went into the first wave, it kind of works in its favor. It's one of the only tracks that it worked in its favor. Coconut Mall, however, I think this one is an A tier. It's not an S tier. I know a lot of people will put it in S tier, but I just feel like it had so much neutered from it that I think it belongs in the A tier at the most. I agree. It's not S tier material because I don't know what it is. I feel like the saturation is really high in this version of the track. It's just really bright.
Honestly, the more I've played it, the more the art style's grown on me a little bit. I feel like there are definitely some portions of it that could look better. Of course, it's a Wave 1 course. Specifically, the portions outside of the mall, I feel like definitely don't look the best. Inside the mall,
it looks alright.
It doesn't look awful. I feel like overall, it's really fun to drive on.
It is fun. It is Coconut Mall. I mean, it's going to be fun to drive on. That's why it ends up in A tier, because it's a fun course to play. But, like,
the gameplay carries it pretty hard here.
Yeah, the track layout is what carries it, because, like, if it wasn't for the track layout, I think it would have ended up in the B or C tier. But since it was an originally fun track layout, I think it kind of, like, the fact that it was fun to begin with, it ends up in the A tier despite the flaws. Like with the escalators, not being escalators and instead ramps.
Apparently that was actually a thing in Mario Kart 7. I didn't realize that until somewhat recently. There were gray ramps in Mario Kart 7. They weren't like the bright red and green ones, but they were ramps instead of escalators, which was interesting.
They were escalators though. They still had like the escalator look to them. If I'm remembering correctly. I'm pretty sure the ramps came in Mario Kart Tour. I guess in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, because this track came to Deluxe before it came to Tour. But I'm pretty sure that there were the escalators in Mario Kart 7. It had the arrows, but it didn't have, like, the ramps.
Huh, I thought it was the other way around. I thought it had the ramps, but not the arrows.
No, it had the arrows. I remember the arrows.
Oh, no, I'm looking at it now. You're right.
Okay. I wanted to make sure that I was correct.
Oh, that's what I'm remembering. It's technically... It's textured to look like an escalator, but like, you know how you could bump around on the different steps in Mario Kart Wii?
You can't do that
Yeah, because it's just flat, but it's textured to make it look like they're
Yeah.
actually steps.
I mean, at least it
Okay,
looked
that
like
makes more sense.
escalators. Like this one, they were just like, "Yep, handicap ramp. Here you go."
Yep.
Nothing else. No texturing. Nothing.
Do you think this would have been a B tier if the cars weren't changed to move at the end?
Ooh, definitely. Even then, I
Yeah,
still
that's what I was
wish
thinking.
that they went with how it originally was. You know, the 3 cars, the boost pads, and then like going it like just them going back and forth. That added a lot more chaos because like even though they do donuts now, it's not difficult to avoid. You just weave to the left, weave to the right, and it's easy to avoid them. I have never gotten hit by
Yeah.
those cars on accident. It's always been like purposely just to get footage for a video or something. It's never been like, yeah, I suck at this track. I suck at Mario Kart. I'm gonna run it. I ran into the cars in Coconut Mall that do little donuts.
Yeah, it definitely overall I feel like the course as a whole is worse than it was in Mario Kart Wii. I enjoy it more in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but that's just because I'm more used to this game's controls and such, and I
That's
suck
fair.
at Mario Kart Wii. Yeah, overall I feel like low A tier is good.
Yeah, I think A tier is kind of where it belongs. I don't know if it's like mid A tier or low A tier. I guess we'll figure out as we go. But for now, I think A tier is a good one for it. Definitely not A tier those Tokyo Blur. This is arguably the worst of the city tracks.
I don't know about the worst. I feel like it's honestly just mid. Like,
Exactly. I think it's the worst because it's just so boring. Like it's quite.
it is so boring, but I feel like there aren't any parts of it that are objectively like bad. Like some city tracks have some turns that are just impossible. They feel awful, like to drive on. Tokyo Blur, at least it feels somewhat natural to drive on it, but it's just the
Yeah.
aesthetic is really boring. The layout, not great either. Music, it's not amazing, but it's
It's
not awful. It's
alright.
literally just the definition of a mid track, in my opinion. So
yeah, I think
yeah,
it belongs
C tier.
I think C
is
tier is
great.
the
Yeah.
perfect spot for it. It's
I agree.
It's like one of those tracks that like would put you to sleep if you played it
Yes.
nonstop. Like I kid you not, I swear, if I like ever played this track back to back to back to back, I would probably fall asleep because there is just nothing redeeming about this track.
Yeah.
It is quite literally, as the name implies, a blur. You won't remember it after you play it. I will agree. It doesn't have any parts that are particularly bad, but it doesn't have any parts that stand out to me. Like the only thing I remember about it is the giant, what is it called? The Sensoji or something? The little, like, Japanese aesthetic building.
Yeah.
The one that's here, this one right here. That's the only thing I remember about it. And I only know the name of it because I did research, because I'm working on a Booster Course Pass review, and I want to mention some landmarks in each of the cities. So,
I'm pretty sure Tokyo Tower is also in the background.
Yeah, it's in the
if
background.
I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
But there's just nothing really great about this track. I can't tell you what the layout is. If I tried.
I relatively know the layout, but like it's not a fun layout.
It's
just like
I know what like the turns are and stuff, but it's like I can't tell you exactly what part is which. You know?
yeah.
I can't tell you that.
It's all maps blend together pretty
Exactly.
much. Yeah.
But yeah, I think a good track though is Sherm Ridge.
I completely agree.
I want to put it.
I feel like this is A or maybe S. A.
I think A tier above Coconut Mall.
I agree.
Because also this thumbnail here is clickbait. The cars don't come at you; they go with you.
True.
So I think for that reason alone, this one goes in F tier. We're getting clickbaited here, but I will say the only downsides I have with this track are one. I think like one lane like went with you and one lane went against you in Mario Kart DS, and instead both lanes go with you in this version. So it's not as chaotic, but it is it is in a earlier earlier cup. So I guess that makes sense that it's not as difficult. And then I don't know, like I'm kind of mixed on the art style with this one.
I honestly, you know how the Mario Kart Tour art style kind of fits Choco Mountain? I almost kind of feel like it fits here, but almost accidentally, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, every time I look at this track, it feels like it's meant to be like a play set.
Yeah,
Of cars.
that's kind of what
Like,
I'm thinking.
Yeah, and it looks really good in that context. If it's meant to be an actual like mountainside with
Well, then
cars,
it sucks.
it just looks awful. But like if you think of it that way, it looks really great in my opinion. And like overall, it doesn't hurt to look at. So
It doesn't hurt to look at. The grass could use some texturing, but it's not as
true.
plain as Toad Circuit. I think there's a little bit of texturing in the grass here.
There is kind of like
Very
technically Toad Circuit also had this. I'm pretty sure it's all
Oh,
the Wave 1 courses, they had a normal map, I think, to all the textures, where it's basically, it is literally a flat of green, but you can, if you look really closely, the game makes it look like there are little bumps across everything.
I mean,
Yeah,
Toad Circuit,
and it's not even technically a texture, it's just, the normal map, I'm pretty sure is what it is. It is literally just how the light is meant to reflect off of it, and it literally just makes it look like there are a bunch of bumps on there. If you look at the textures themselves, they are literally like one square that is pasted across everything that is the grass.
I will say though, at least the grass is a pleasing to look at color, unlike Toad Circuits.
Yes. Yeah.
Toad Circuits just looks like snot.
Yeah.
At least this
Thanks,
one looks
Nintendo.
kind of looks like grass.
Yeah. Also, what you were saying about in Mario Kart DS, one lane went against you, one lane went with you. I didn't know that before, but now that I'm hearing that, that would have been a really great idea, in my opinion, because like then if it would be easier to drive on the in the outside lane, but then it'd be faster but more difficult on the inside lane. I don't know. I feel like that would just be a nice kind of risk reward thing that they could have added.
I mean, there is a little bit of risk reward in this one. There's like, if you're taking a blind turn and there's a car like that's driving there, you might run into it if you try going for a faster route by going in, like, inside instead of like going around just to be safe. You might run into a car, but that's about it. There's not like too much.
Yeah,
risk.
it's not like that added factor that they could have done.
But I think overall, a forgotten track from Mario Kart DS, but it's nice to see it brought back to light with the Booster Course Pass. I don't think anyone would remember this track if it wasn't for the Booster Course Pass, if I'm being completely honest.
It's fair.
Ooh, this one.
Sky Garden.
Ooh, C tier again, I think.
I was thinking maybe low B tier.
No B tier?
I feel like, the thing is, I feel like it's not a bad track. It can be fun. The shortcut at the end's a little bit overpowered. The main thing that I don't like about this course is it's not Sky Garden.
No.
It is a completely different layout. They should have called it like Sky Garden 2 or something. I don't know.
It's like kind of the same layout, but like they really removed a lot of the challenging turns in there, and they kind of like made it not Sky Garden. Like the palette for the roading is nothing similar to the original. The original had like like kind of like bluish, greenish type palette, and that looked really nice. And then
I honestly kind of like the aesthetics on this track. Just it's one of the few times I actually like the textures are decent in a Wave 1 course, I feel like, because there's like the wispy cloud texture.
Yeah.
On the clouds. I don't know. Even then, like
it doesn't.
They could have done more.
It doesn't have the same energy as the original.
I agree.
If we're just looking at like an objective, like I guess ranking.
How good is the course?
Yeah, I mean, I think low B tier, probably like one of the last in B tier, I guess would work.
But as a remake, now that you're saying that, I feel like
I think C tier. I find it more fun to play than Tokyo Blur, because at least this one has memorable parts to it.
Yeah, I feel like above Tokyo Blur in C tier, I think might be good.
Yeah, I think that's a good spot for it. It will probably move down, or maybe it'll stay up near the front for C tier. But at least in terms of Wave 1, I think it's objectively probably high C tier.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's better than Tokyo Blur. That's all that matters.
Yes.
Because it has good music. Love the music remix in this one. It has a decent enough layout. It's still fun to play.
It's just it didn't really do its job as remaking the original course.
Now, Ninja Hideaway.
S tier?
I think S tier.
Okay, S tier.
That
was quick.
The easiest one, I think, in terms of Wave 1. Because, it's it's a Mario Kart Tour track, but like, who played Mario Kart Tour when this track was in there when it first came out? No one.
Yeah.
Like literally my first, like with these three, with Paris Promenade, Tokyo Blur, and Ninja Hideaway, my first ever playthrough of them was in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But then like
That's the same for me with most of the tour tracks.
it's the later like city tracks and the Nitro Tour tracks that I played a bit in Tour before they came out in the Booster Course Pass. Like for an example, like Rome Avanti or Madrid Drive, I played those ones in Tour, so I kind of knew what to expect. But like these earlier ones especially, my first time playing them was in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But I think
I played it. Sorry, I was just gonna say, I think the only tour track I played in Tour before it came to 8 Deluxe, I think I played a little bit of LA Laps, but other than that,
I just think though the aesthetic, the energy in this one is like top notch.
yes,
I think
the music is great.
The music is amazing,
in my opinion.
And I like sure a lot of it is just 90-degree turns, but you know,
But like it works, and
They're-
they're scaled, so it's not like too difficult, but it's still satisfying to pull off.
exactly. And then there's also like all the different paths you could take. There's a lot of cool shortcuts in this one.
Yes, especially the ending 200cc
200cc one, yep,
is
exactly
really
that.
sick.
I think even like the 200cc Ghost does that one, like the staff Ghost.
Yeah, they do.
So that's kinda
Also
cool.
graphically, I feel like it looks probably the best out of Wave 1.
Oh, for
I would
sure.
say.
Easily.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it doesn't
Like
have
then
it doesn't have like any grass in it, so it doesn't have that to worry
exactly.
about.
And also the lighting. Mario Kart 8, the lighting engine always looks really great on nighttime tracks, I feel like, and that definitely applies here.
Definitely. But yeah, I think we can easily agree that Ninja Hideaway is easily an S tier track. I wouldn't say it's the best one in the entirety of Booster Course Pass, but like it's
definitely
up
not.
there.
But it's S tier. Yeah.
Once we get into some of the later waves, I'm sure it'll get topped. But for now, at least in terms of Wave 1, maybe Wave 2, I think it'll stay on the top. But moving on to Wave 2, New York Minute. Whew, I think another C tier.
I feel like C tier in between Tokyo Blur and Sky Garden.
That's what I was thinking. I think it's better than Tokyo Blur, but it's
not as good as Sky Garden.
not memorable.
I honestly kind of like this track. I don't feel like it's necessarily super fun to play, but like the aesthetics of it, I kind of like. Also the music, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's just there's nothing about it that really layout wise that's really that interesting. I mean the manholes with the geysers
That was kind of cool.
pushing
but,
them
like,
up. Yeah, it's kind of cool, but there's not really much other than that.
New York is like known for all of its traffic and stuff, and there's like
And instead, it just has a few parked taxis.
yeah, and I mean there's a track that does the whole aesthetic better. Like why would they bring this one
Yes.
back if they wanted to compete against this one? Because objectively, this one's better than that. 100%.
I agree. Yeah.
This one is like it tries to be Moonview Highway because like I think Moonview was like really inspired by New York. It definitely was. If not, I'd be
Yeah,
surprised.
100%.
So like just the fact that they put
Or
them in this...
maybe honestly, I don't know geography really well, but maybe LA because it has the bridge that San Francisco is in California, right? I meant to say it's just California.
maybe
it is,
I don't
right?
know. I think it's more
I don't-
related to New York though.
Okay.
I can
Also,
see...
sorry, just to make sure I did not make a fool of myself. San Francisco is in California, right?
yes.
Okay, good. I suck at geography. Like it is my worst subject. I don't know where anything is.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Okay. But yeah, I think New York Minute, it's again not really memorable. Like there's the park, I guess. Like there's not really much of a park there. It's just a couple Goombas and dirt roads, and that's about it. I don't remember a lot of New York Minute again, but I will say, I was just getting some footage yesterday for my video that will hopefully soon come out. And there are some pretty cool like little Easter eggs and like I guess references on like the promotional posters.
And like Times Square and everything.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool, but like that doesn't save the fact that the track doesn't have an interesting layout. But yeah, I think where we put it, I think that's a good spot for it for now. So next Mario Circuit 3 is a controversial one. People love it, people hate it. I don't know how I feel about it.
I was thinking high A or
Ooh, A tier?
low, maybe even low S.
Ooh.
I know. Here's the thing. Graphically, sucks.
Definitely.
Music-wise,
Also kind of sucks.
very low effort remix. Yeah, also kind of sucks. But gameplay-wise, it's really flat. But it is so much fun to take all the off-road shortcuts and like just the hairpin turn is super satisfying, especially on 200cc. This track just is so much fun, in my opinion.
It's never that hard though.
200cc, the turns can sometimes be a little difficult, but I feel like where it gets its fun isn't necessarily its difficulty. It's more so of who can execute the shortcuts the best, because the shortcuts are what make the track, in my opinion. If this track had like the areas with the shortcuts walled off, and it was just the layout of itself, yeah, F tier, easy. But the shortcuts make this track so much. It is like they are so much fun, in my opinion.
I will say, yep, the shortcuts are fun, but like if you're front running, how often are you really gonna be able to do those shortcuts?
Some of them you can take shroomless if you get an ultra mini turbo.
Some of them, but like I think it's better than Toad Circuit easily. It's a better circuit track than Toad Circuit, I think. I mean, graphically it looks shit. But I think it's still
better than Toad Circuit. It looks better than Toad Circuit.
The sand is actually kind of sand in this one. So
yes,
there is that. If this was my ranking, I would probably put it maybe in between these two, maybe above New York Minute. But I think...
You think it's worse than Sky Garden?
I don't know, actually.
Think of the amount of... Okay, just think
this
of the
one
amount
is
of fun you've had.
Faithful remake, sure.
Yeah, but like...
But it's
I don't feel like even... Yeah, I do agree it would be nice if it had some elevation changes, but just from pure fun gameplay perspective, even if you're front running, if you're front running, you still always run the risk of being passed, because this is so much of a comeback track. Like, if you get a golden mushroom, you can rocket to the front. And is that a little unbalanced? Yes. But
this was when bagging wasn't nerfed. This was one of the bagging tracks.
Yes. Technically, bagging
still exists.
Oh wait, actually, bagging I'm pretty sure is completely gone on this track now, because I'm pretty sure if I remember properly, I think you have to fall off the track to bag, and you can't do that on this track.
Can't do that in this track, yeah. So it's not a bagging track anymore. So like a lot of like what would make this an S tier for everyone, like it being a bagging track, was removed. I'm saying though, I'm gonna say though, like if you're like leaning towards A tier, maybe S tier, I'm leaning like somewhere in the C tier.
Maybe we should do B tier.
Do we agree on B tier?
Yeah, but do we think it's better or worse than Paris Promenade?
I would say maybe a little bit worse, but I think a nice middle ground is in between Choke Mountain and Paris Promenade. Unless you think Paris Promenade's a little bit better. I
feel like that's fair. I feel like that's fair.
This definitely is going to be one of the more controversial ones, because like it's either you love it or you hate it. I'm kind of in between on it. Like I could see the pros of it, I could see the cons of it. I'm kind of indecisive of where I put it. So like this could definitely change depending on the day, depending on how much fun I had with my last race on it. I will say though, I think it was better on Mario Kart Wii just because of the wheelies.
Fair.
But I think this one's I think this one's an easy A tier, S tier.
I agree. I was feeling A tier.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like it more than Shroom Ridge though. I feel like it's better than. Is it better than Coconut Mall?
If it wasn't for the fact that like on lap 2 you go into the train tunnel, this one would probably be a B or C tier, because like
I agree.
The layout,
but the shake-up is really fun.
The shake-up is nice.
Yeah.
Honestly, I might put it below Coconut Mall, because I think Coconut Mall is objectively like it's fun no matter what. The first lap on this one kind of drags because like the train isn't much of a nuisance in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Wasn't much in Mario Kart 7 either. It was a nuisance in Mario Kart 7 Mario Kart 64, because it was just such a big train. Like everything.
Yeah, you just had to wait for it. But
So
it
that-
wasn't. It was less of like it kind of stopped everyone though. Was the thing. It wasn't necessarily an obstacle that made you fall behind.
Exactly. So like it kind of kept everyone close together, but like it isn't much of an obstacle as people remember it being. But
Yeah.
the shakeup of going into the train tunnel and having to avoid the train as it's coming towards you, that's kind of nice. So I think it's like, the nice change up is A tier worthy. But I feel
feel like this is a good spot for it.
objectively, yeah, I think
Coconut Mall and Shroom
Coconut
Ridge are
Mall. Now, I know you have some controversial opinions about Waluigi Pinball.
better. I am
What's
thinking
tier?
B tier.
B tier.
Okay, here's the thing. I agree. It has a phenomenal aesthetic, and a lot of the turns are pretty satisfying to pull off. They're pretty fun, but
No shortcuts.
there's not a single shortcut. There are no shortcuts on this track. It is literally just you drive, and that's it.
I will say, after playing this a lot more online recently, I've kind of fallen like out of love with it a bit. Like this used to be like one of my favorite Mario Kart DS tracks because freaking Waluigi Pinball, everyone loved that track. But the more I think about it, it's not as great as I remember.
It's a really cool concept. It's just
a
not
cool
executed
concept.
super well.
There's like I think the only track or the only lap that's like semi-challenging at the begin or like with the leg leading up to the pinball machine is lap 1 because you're going with the ball and there's no balls as far as I remember.
All 3 laps are the same.
Huh?
All 3 laps are the same.
But I think lap 1, if you're like in the front though, like lap 1, there's the ball going
Oh,
down.
you mean with the timing wise. Okay,
Yep.
never mind. I thought I was missing something.
If you're in the middle
never
of the
mind.
pack, there might be a possible ball that's going down with you in lap 2 and 3, but the only one I remember seeing is in lap 1, and that mixes it up a little bit. But like besides that, it's Waluigi Pinball. Everyone loves this track. It's a fan favorite track. I think B tier above Choco Mountain is a good spot for it.
I was thinking above Paris Promenade, but
Mario
I-
Circuit 3 on top of Waluigi
I
Pinball.
definitely love Mario Circuit 3
Ooh.
better, which is that wasn't my opinion back in my Wave 2 ranking when I made that, but my opinions have changed a bit. But maybe we put it right above Mario Circuit 3 as a compromise.
I mean, I don't know. These two, I think they both have their ups and downs.
The Choco Mountain has shortcuts.
It does, and it is a fan
But
favorite. I do think Choco Mountain might be a little bit, like, objectively, it's a bit more enjoyable.
I agree, yeah. Also with Waluigi Pinball, though, like, graphically it is one of the best looking courses in the Booster Course Pass, in my opinion. The tour aesthetic with, like, the bright saturation and the neon lights, like, it all works together great here. But the music, I'm a little pissed that they didn't make a new song for this. I know Wario Stadium uses the same song back in Mario Kart DS, but they could have made a separate remix because the remix that they used in the original Mario Kart 8 for Wario Stadium was designed to fit that track, and they reused it for Waluigi Pinball instead of making a new remix, like a new rearrangement of the song, which I really wish they did do that.
I think if they went more like, I feel like a retro type of remix, like a mix of like, the chip tunes of the 3DS mixed with
Like-
the live action, like live band.
Kind of like what they did with Shroom Ridge.
Exactly. I think that would work
Yeah.
so well. But
Which I just realized we never talked about Shroom Ridge's music. This is great.
phenomenal song. I used
Yes.
it a lot when it first came out in videos.
Yeah.
I think everyone, if you're a Nintendo YouTuber, you definitely did. But
Yes.
I think where we put it, I think it works.
Okay.
Because, like, if this was my list, I would maybe put it low A tier. But the more I think about it, if I keep playing it, it's going to keep falling down on my list. Because, like, it's a fun enough track. It has a decent enough layout, but, like, it's just
Objectively, it's not.
it's not that
as
interesting. I think there's a better...
Objectively, it's been kind of overrated by the Mario Kart community.
Yeah, I think there's a better Waluigi track in this Booster Course Pass.
Yes, 100%.
But back onto the topic of songs that every Nintendo YouTuber used in
Sydney Sprint.
every video. I think Switch Stop is especially very, very guilty
Yes.
of this. They've
Yes.
used this in like every Mario Kart video. Sydney
And I
Sprint,
do not blame them.
I
It
know.
is great.
phenomenal
Amazing
remix.
sax solo. And
Well,
also the track, I feel like, is one of the more fun city tracks,
Yeah,
in my
it's
opinion. Like
definitely one of
it
the
plays
more
like a
fun
Mario
ones.
Kart track.
I'm thinking like B tier above Choco Mountain.
I was thinking bottom of A tier, but top of B tier also works.
So how I'm looking at it, I think there's a couple city tracks that might be a little bit better.
Oh yeah, definitely. There are definitely more that I like.
I have a couple on my mind, which are actually, funnily enough, back to back. A little hint for if you caught it, if you catch it, back to back city tracks, different cups obviously, but I think those two are a bit better.
Oh yeah, I think I know which ones.
I think you know which ones. There's only two possibilities of what it could be. I think City Sprint though, it has a fun layout. Or it has a fun enough layout. It doesn't feel like a traditional city track. It has great music. But Lap 2 just drags on, I feel. That's like my only downside about it. Lap 2, like, it's interesting enough, but
I kind of like Lap 2 just because you go through a certain area in Lap 1 and there are all the trick ramps, but you're going the wrong way. You can
use them in Lap 2, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty cool thing, but I do agree. Lap 2 isn't super interesting.
It isn't interesting. It kind of feels like it was foreshadowing just what would be London Loop in its entirety. It was just like, yeah, so you see Lap 2 here? London Loop's this entire thing. Here you go. So it's kind of foreshadowing of that. But Laps 1 and 3 were still pretty good. And even Lap 2 was still pretty good, as far as I remember. But yeah, the music I think really carries this one. If it had music like London Loop, I don't think it would be as energetic as great.
Yeah.
As you can tell, I'm not a huge fan of London Loop. We'll get into that one very soon, though. but
I share your opinion on that track. It is a track.
Yeah,
it is one of the tracks.
But yeah, I think B tier is a good spot for Sydney Sprint. I think. Like, I might even go as far as, like, low A tier, but I think for now, we can rearrange stuff once we finish up.
Yeah,
but I think for now, I'm kind of leaning towards B tier.
That's fair, yeah.
I think Snowland's an A tier, though.
Yeah, I was thinking, I'm not sure if it's better than Coconut Mall.
I don't know. I think I might enjoy it. Like it's a short, sweet track. It doesn't have any.
The shortcut is fun.
The shortcuts are fun in this one. Like
I feel like where you just put it is a good spot. I feel like, honestly.
I think so too, because like Calamari Desert has that dragging first lap. This one, like all the laps, they're short, they're sweet. None of them.
It's overall just a really fun. It's a fun track.
It's a fun track. Like the ice physics work in this one. It doesn't have the annoying screen shake as like the original.
Yep.
To be honest, it never really bothered me.
Yeah, it didn't really bother me that much, but it was at the same time I'm glad it's not here. Yeah
exactly. But there's not much that needs to be said. This was a pretty great remake of a GBA track.
And the penguins are adorable.
The penguins
just throwing that out there. Penguins are so adorable. Also, graphically, it looks pretty good in my opinion, and the music is pretty great also. So that's also a plus.
Exactly. I think overall, it's a great GBA remake. Not as like to the likes of like Ribbon Road. I'm not even gonna say Cheeseland because Cheeseland's just kind of another desert one. Everyone praises that one.
I actually like Cheeseland way more than Ribbon Road.
I like Ribbon Road a bit more. I like the aesthetic of it. Cheeseland just kind of feels like a desert track, and you know.
I don't know. I this is obviously not the topic of the video, so I'm not going to talk for too long on this. But I feel like honestly, my opinion of Cheeseland may be carried by the fact that I love its music so much, and that might have affected my opinion of the track a little bit. Moving on.
You know, now that I think about it, we didn't get a single desert course in the entirety of the Booster Course Pass.
Calamari Desert.
Oh, Sunset Wilds. Yep.
Yeah.
I forgot about those two in a second. Oh, Sunset Wilds is going to be an interesting one going into it. But anyways, Wee Mushroom Gorge, I think this one's A tier.
I
think
agree.
It's above these two.
I also agree.
Maybe even S tier.
That's what I was about to say. I'm debating whether I think
it's either
honestly
high
it might
tier or S tier.
We can always move it later, but I feel like for now we might want to put it in S.
Yeah, we'll probably move it in the future. Because I feel like we don't want too many S tiers, because like S tiers for like the best of the best. But I think for now, I think it is S tier.
It's good up there.
But what is not S tier?
F tier. F tier. Sky High Sunday. Put it in F tier. Worst track in the game.
Hot take here. Everyone loves Excite Bike Arena online. That is such a normie pick to choose on if you're playing online.
Okay, the kind of cool thing about Excite Bike is like the randomized things, whatever. It is not that fun though. There are 2 shortcuts in the whole thing. It's basically just
an oval. It's Baby Park, but
it's Adults Park. It is, instead of baby park, it is adult park. They just made it 3 laps and longer.
I don't like either of them. If I'm
But
being
like Sky High Sunday is so bad though.
yeah, like I feel like what makes Sky High Sunday like semi-enjoyable is the same thing that makes Excite Bike Arena semi-enjoyable. Is the spam tricking. That's the only thing.
Yeah, but
but like it's not that interesting.
yeah, and also like there's the weird thing with the camera where you like
the camera
it's
sucks
not really
in this one.
Yeah, it's not a big problem if you play the track a lot,
But if it's your first time, oh, it sucks.
you have no idea where you're going. And
like,
also the shortcut at the end is kind of fun, but it doesn't actually save very much time at all.
yeah, it only really works in 200cc too, doesn't it?
Yeah, and that I'm pretty sure you can technically do it with a mushroom on 150, and then that saves some time. But on 200, you can, if you do it shroomless, then the amount, because of how fast everyone else is going, taking the turn normally on 200 is not very much slower at all than taking the shortcut.
Yeah, and you run the risk of falling off.
Yeah.
I don't think the Booster Course Pass has any F tiers, if I'm being completely honest. There are some.
Honestly, yeah, I feel like bottom of D tier is more fair. I was mainly joking.
I don't know. Like, I think these two could be interchanged. It really depends on the day for me.
I definitely dislike Sky High Sunday more. Theming of the track is pretty good, I'll admit. The like ice cream helicopter, that's pretty cool. The music, I don't know. I don't dislike the music. I feel like the music is okay, but I feel like it is one of the worst songs in the game, and it also does not fit a Mario Kart track. It feels like it was made for the Wave 2 trailer, and it fit the trailer well, but but then they just loop it from the trailer, and it just doesn't feel like it is natural. Like, it doesn't feel like Mario Kart music.
And like,
the bass line's cool though. It has a nice bass line.
I will say, just like everyone has said before, this is definitely like, this feels like a Fall Guys course in Mario Kart.
Yes.
Everyone has said that. Yeah, I don't know. It really depends on the day for me for these two. I think bottom of D tier works for it though, because like at least Toad Circuit has some like turns. This one is like just literally an oval. It's literally Excite Bike Arena if you added anti-gravity and underwater physics to it. And a lot of jumps.
Yeah, and also Toad Circuit, something you can do is on like 200, you're able to, or even 150, you can chain some mini turbos on some of the straightaways, which is pretty fun because it's like just wide enough for you to be able to do that. So like
that's called snaking, Jacob.
Technically, it's not snaking because snaking was the technique patched after Mario Kart DS. So it's
modern Mario Kart snaking.
It's modern snaking, but it doesn't technically allow you to build up as much speed. It just allows you to kind of maintain a mini turbo.
But yeah, I think D tier is definitely where it belongs. If you don't put this track in D tier, what are you doing?
Yeah.
This track just.
But now your favorite,
London Loop. This isn't accurate to London because there is no British knife fighting in this one.
I'm not gonna comment on that, but.
But I think in between these two, because
I think it might be. I think I dislike it more than Tokyo Blur.
Really?
Honestly.
It's.
My logic for it is there are some parts of it that I like, but first of all, the track is way too long, and second off, there are parts of the track that, in my opinion, are objectively bad. Like, there are some turns that just do not work. The music is not great, in my opinion, at all.
These two both, like Tokyo Blur and London Loop, both have very weak songs.
Tokyo Blur I definitely enjoy more.
Yeah.
It's one of those Mario Kart songs though that like I like it, but I have trouble remembering it at first. Like, it's not super memorable, but once I do remember it, it's kind of nice. I don't know. I feel like overall Tokyo Blur is more of a mid track, while London Loop I'd say is a little bit of a bad track.
I mean, I think the chain chomps at the end are kind of interesting.
True, they do become unchanged towards the end,
and it does,
which is also cool.
It does add a bit of like, what is it? It adds a nice little bit more difficulty to this track. So like, it makes the sections that they're in, like, it makes the tracks go from, or those like areas from, oh, chain chomp to, whoa, chain chomp. Gotta watch out for that guy. So they add a nice, like, it's a very long track though. Like, I think these two, they have opposite problems for each other. This one is just very long, and like, it has some memorable parts, but it's just very long. And this one's short and unmemorable.
Yeah. Honestly, the more I think about it, the more I feel like I'm like I feel like these two tracks are kind of equal. So I'm okay with how it is now, I think.
I think where it's at, that they could be interchangeable just like these two. They're not at the degree of these two bad, but they're just very forgettable. I think they're going to end up in the bottom of the C tier.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think these two, they're interchangeable. They both have their ups, or they both have their downs that are about equal. I don't really think there's any ups to them.
Except for the chain chomps and maybe
and,
the music.
I mean,
like, not for London Loop, but like Tokyo Blur, like it's decent.
When it like picks up in London Loop, it's all right.
I'm having trouble remembering. I know vaguely.
It was like the part with the
I know the instrumentation of the London Loop theme, but I can't remember the tune.
All right, Boo Lake. I think that's another good
A tier.
I don't know. I think it's like very short.
Yeah, but it's overall really fun. I'd say really above Calamari Desert.
Yeah, like I don't think it's as good as Snowland, but it's definitely
for sure.
Because like you know, now that I'm thinking about,
it looks really good graphically. I feel like
the water looks great, and it's the first use of the actual anti-gravity in the Booster Course Pass.
True. Not including Sky High Sunday.
We don't count this one.
We don't talk about Sky High Sunday.
I feel okay. I swear this one only has the anti-gravity because they're like everyone was complaining.
Because people complained that there weren't.
Yeah, you know what?
There wasn't
there you go. Full anti-gravity with water physics. There you go. You get 2 in 1.
Yep.
Because there's no water tracks in Wave 1 either.
True.
There wasn't even any in Wave 2. What the heck? I just realized.
Oh yeah. Huh.
Ooh. Okay. But yeah. I think Snowland is still a more fun track, but Boo Lake's not far behind.
I agree.
Now, Rock Mountain's one, I have a hard time figuring out where I want to put it. It's just kind of there.
Yeah, I feel like I'm thinking maybe bottom of B or top of C. I feel like maybe bottom of B because I don't feel like it's a bad track at all. Like, there's definitely fun to be had, but like it's just really there. Forgettable.
It's just there.
Also, I'd say it's one of the worst looking in Wave 2. Or wait, three. Yeah, 3.
Wave 3 had some really good looking tracks compared to the Waves 1 and 2. Heck, Wave 4 I think is the like most consistent. Well, Wave 6 is probably the best looking.
Yeah, my favorite wave I'm pretty sure has to be, I don't know actually. 4, 5, and 6 are overall, they have some really amazing tracks. I'm honestly not sure what my favorite is out of those. But Rock Mountain.
I think B tier. I wouldn't put it down in C tier with Sky Garden.
Yeah, because I agree.
At least it retains what made the original interesting.
And the anti-gravity at the end is a good use of the anti-gravity.
Yeah. I think Maple Treeway goes in the S tier. I think above Mushroom Gorge.
I don't know about above Mushroom Gorge. I feel like I was thinking below Mushroom Gorge because Mushroom Gorge. What I think is so much fun about it is the gap cut. Like, just the shortcut at the end is so much fun.
But, like, if it wasn't...
Maple Treeway doesn't have that.
But, okay, so let's kind of look at this at, like, a track layout grid. Because, like, if we're going just shortcuts, then Mario Circuit 3 would be an S tier.
True, yeah, I know. I'm just saying, and like, then, one of the reasons I love Mushroom Gorge so much
because of the Gat Cup.
Is the shortcut.
Yeah, the Gat Cup is fun. I still can't pull it off. But when I am able to, eventually, hopefully, it'll be fun to do. But
Maple Treeway though is really consistently fun throughout.
Yeah, that's kind of why I was thinking like above Mushroom Gorge, because like Mushroom Gorge, don't get me wrong, amazing track, one of my favorites in Mario Kart Wii, one of my favorites in the Booster Course Pass. But I think Wii Maple Treeway, just like gameplay-wise, maybe it's because I have bias, and this is one of my favorites from Mario Kart Wii. I just think, though, like, the aesthetic of it is great. The
music is also great.
The music is amazing. It's
nice. Also has a wiggler. The giant wiggler is cool.
It does have a wiggler. It does have a couple wigglers. So, I just think, like, objectively, like, overall as a track, I think it's a little bit better.
Also, this did mark the return of half pipes.
It did.
This was the first track in the Booster Course Pass to have a half pipe.
Yes.
So
there's that as well. So I mean, I would say above Mushroom Gorge, but like regardless, these two are still great.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know what? Yeah, I'm starting to agree with you. The more I think about it, just because like Mushroom Gorge, I'd say the gap cut is so much fun, but I feel like overall, consistently throughout the track, Maple Tree Way is
Yeah.
a bit better.
Berlin Byways is another. Yeah,
It's a track.
as you could tell, the Wave 3 city tracks just aren't memorable.
Yeah.
All I remember about this is it takes place in Berlin. I love Germany. There's a reason.
I thought the music was interesting. I don't know if I'd say I like it per se, but I feel like it's really interesting. Like,
I think it's obviously better than London Noob. I think it's better than New York Minute 2.
I'd say yeah.
I don't know if it's better than Paris. It's definitely not up there with Sydney.
Definitely not.
I might put it behind Rock.
I'm thinking either there or top of C tier.
Yeah, I think
because I feel like it's still not great. I don't know if it deserves to be in B tier, but it's better than Sky Garden.
Yeah, I think C tier's a good spot for it. It has, at least for me, it has the theming of being in Berlin that makes it, rise up. If it was like Amsterdam Byways, I don't think I would have as much interest in it.
Is that a little bit of foreshadowing?
I don't know. Amsterdam's it's a track we'll get into. I don't know. That was like the first city that just came to mind. I was just looking at the tier list and like, yep, Amsterdam. But it's not a bad. It's forgettable. I remember like the parts with like the Womps and like the Berlin Wall.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought that was...
one thing I will say that is somewhat redeeming for this track. I don't think it changes its placement at all. But originally, when Wave 3 came out, there was a giant invisible wall along the Berlin Wall, but they removed that in Wave 4. So technically, you can trick off of the Womps and skip that giant turn and go onto. Like, it's a massive shortcut, but it's so difficult because you have to, like, get the timing right with the Womps and the angle, and then you have to trick just right. It's really difficult, but it's a really cool shortcut that exists.
But yeah, I think C tier is a good spot for it.
Yeah.
It's better than Sky Garden. I enjoy it a bit more. It doesn't have as good of music, but at least it didn't get butchered in its implementation in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
I would say that I enjoy Sky Garden more, but objectively speaking, I'd say Berlin is better, and also Sky Garden has the caveat of it just did not do well as a remake because it is a different track, basically.
Now, DS Peach Gardens. I think this one's a B tier.
I was thinking A.
Maybe A too. I mean, the last lap is cool. I do like.
I overall really like this course.
I do too. It's like one of those like underrated gems from Mario Kart TS. Like there's a lot of them. Like Shroom Ridge was one of them. I think Peach Gardens is another. Yeah, now that I'm
thinking above
Coconut Mall.
I don't know if it's above Coconut Mall.
Like there are parts of it. I'm just gonna set it there for now. There are parts of it that were kind of like nerfed from like Mario Kart TS and Mario Kart Wii to the Switch. Like the flower cuts, those were nerfed. But
and then also the piranha plant replacing the additional like little hedge maze thing.
Yeah, like the little
like
sun hedge or whatever.
But overall, I feel like it's still a really good track. I think I might like Snowland more though.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, the last lap is interesting, doing it all in reverse, but like, it only has its charm for so long before it's just like, oh yeah, okay, yep, lap 3 time to do a U-turn.
Yep.
But I think.
Also, it looks really nice in this game.
It does.
Yeah.
And I like that the hedges actually like look like the characters, and it's not just a copy and paste of Sherbetland and 64's Mario head.
Yeah, and then also, you can in the glider sections, you can go through the.
You can high five Luigi.
Areas. Yes.
That
you know what?
alone.
Just for that, S tier. We need to put it in S tier. Yeah.
Right there. But yeah, I think objectively though, I think right here is a good spot for it.
Yeah.
Merry Mountain. Ooh, one of the weaker Nitro tracks, in my opinion.
I'm thinking B tier. Either
I could see B tier.
I'm thinking low B tier. I'm not sure if I like it more than Rock Mountain.
Because like The only thing that's making this one like loved by everyone is the theming. If it wasn't for the theming, it would literally just be another oval. What is up with these Tour Nitro tracks
but
being ovals?
okay, I will say, the anti-gravity works
cool.
well in the ending stretch. The half pipe is also cool. It has a really great like the shortcut towards the end that cuts off a lot of the turn. Also pretty cool, as well as the split path towards the start. Aesthetically and as well as with the music, it looks really great. And I'd say overall it's pretty fun. Just like because it does have a few turns going up and such until the final stretch downwards, which is kind of just a straightaway.
The final stretch is what kills this track for me. Like it's
Yeah.
decently strong. Like going into that final stretch, it's like it just kind of falls flat. Like it's not satisfying and like at all. They should have added some like snowmen or something.
Yeah, I agree.
Or like Shy Guys like playing with like having a snowball fight or something. Just
That,
something.
oh, that would have actually been sick.
Just skating Shy Guys could have worked too. I don't know about skating.
Yeah. I feel like maybe, yeah. I don't know. Maybe snowboarding Shy Guys. Just take them from DK Summit.
True. Just to have them like going back and forth.
Yeah. I think I might still like it better than Rock Mountain though, but I'm not.
I think it's more interesting than Rock Mountain. It's more memorable because like the theming of it really carries it.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the
and
theming,
also it does look really nice. I'd say this looks like a base game Mario Kart 8 track.
So far out of all these tracks, this is the best looking of them all.
Honestly, yeah, I'm inclined to agree.
Like the ice just looks so good on the road texture.
And yes, it's like so shiny, and like there are the little sparkles in the snow in the off road. It just like it looks like it could be a base game track.
Exactly. I'd argue that it looks better than 3DS Rainbow Road.
I don't know if I'd say that.
Just slightly.
It's close. I'd say it's close, but I feel like 3DS Rainbow Road just looks so good.
I'm kind of leaning maybe above Paris Promenade, but I think in between Rock Mountain and Paris Promenade is a good spot for it.
Yeah, I feel like Paris is close to it, but I feel like just the ending stretch, again, just kills Merry Mountain.
Yeah, like, especially for the final lap, it's like, whoa, I'm going down a hill, there's some gravity or anti-gravity boost pads, and then, whoa, glider ramp, whoa! So, yeah, it's not super interesting of a finale. Like, if it had a better, like, ending, I would probably put it, like, maybe up by Waluigi Pinball. But Merry Mountain, I think that's a good spot for it. But yeah, 3DS Rainbow Road.
S tier.
Yeah, it's S tier. I don't know if it's above Ninja Hideaway or not.
I don't think... when I first played this track, I loved it. I still think it's definitely an S tier, but the more I've played it, slowly I've started liking it just less and less. I still think it's a phenomenal track, one of the best Rainbow Roads, but I don't know. It's just there are some parts of it that drag on a little bit.
Yeah.
And the ending section, although it is a lot of fun, the music is like faster. It's
Phenomenal
just like
music.
a race to the finish.
It's not as
it's just
interesting
a
as the
straight
rest.
shot with a bunch of trick ramps, and there's a glider as well, and a long turn, and you're done. Like that's about it.
Like, don't get me wrong, this track is a journey. It is like amazing, but then that final ending, like, you got the rainbow tube, and then trick ramps, glider ramps, and then like you said, the final turn, it kind of falls flat. Everything building up to that though is like great. It has kind of like a good level of progression, I feel, because
Also, it looks so good.
It does.
Also, I will say,
I think there is a Rainbow Road that looks better than it,
I agree.
but it is one of the better looking ones. But I don't know what it is. But the moon, why is it so dark in this version?
I didn't notice that. What I did notice about the moon, what I didn't really like is the texture for it. It's kind of repetitive. Like they could have used I feel like they could have just taken the texture from Lunar Colony and it would have looked better.
Yeah.
I feel like.
But yeah, like that's like just a big thing in like the community. I think it's like there's people that defend it being like so dark because it's realistic, but like this, you can see the sun shining onto 3DS Rainbow Road and it just is dark. Like the sun illuminates the moon. So like you can't say, oh, it's for realistic sake. Like, no. But yeah, it's a great.
I feel like if it was
though.
a slightly lighter shade of gray, it would definitely be better. It would look better. Like the color that they use for Lunar Colony. Again, if they reuse some of those textures, I feel like it would have looked really great.
But yeah, like I think obviously it's a phenomenal track, one of the best Rainbow Roads. I don't think it's not my favorite Rainbow Road.
Same here.
But I feel like
it's still it's up there.
I think it's like number 2. At least for me, it's not.
I'm not sure if I like in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I'd say I'm not sure if I like N64 better or not. I'd have to think about it. N64 is really short. It's either too short or too long, depending on which version you play.
I think the original N64 Rainbow Road's on the bottom of the bunch.
Yeah, I agree, but the Mario Kart 8 version is really great, but it's too short.
I feel like my problem with the N64 Rainbow Road and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is I've played it way too much. I did it, like, for my 100 sub special, I played that track 100 times in a row. It was rough.
Oh, boy.
But that's besides the point. I think where we put it is a good spot, though.
I agree.
I think Ninja Hideaway, it's just a little bit better. But still a phenomenal track. But Amsterdam Drift. This is where the city tracks start getting, like, they just start coming out way too often. Like, you know, we got 3 in this wave, 3 in the next wave.
I will say one of them in this wave I am a big fan of, though.
Me too. I think we have the same one.
Yep.
But
Amsterdam
I think below Berlin.
I think I might like it a little bit more than Berlin.
Maybe a bit more. Yeah, because it has more going on. There's the tulips fields, there's the dam,
the underwater section.
What is it called? The the water area. I don't remember what landmark that is.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But
it's fun to race through.
It is
also the glider section into the area with like the
tulip field.
No, that's not. Yeah, that. I'm pretty sure there's a windmill, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
It almost feels like a lesser version of Daisy Hills from the 3DS in some ways. Yeah.
But man, those tulips just do not look good. Like, why do they look like they're from a PS1 game?
I don't know. I will say on 200cc, if you're just going by them fast, it honestly looks pretty nice just because they're so vibrant. But if you stop for more than a split second to look at them, they are not great. They are not great.
Yeah, but I think Amsterdam. I think C tier is a good spot for it. I think objectively it's a bit better than Berlin. There's just more things to look at, more like areas to go through. That's kind of like what I've noticed with this wave. Like, none of the city tracks in Wave 4 felt really close to each other. Like they felt different enough. Like not all of them were great.
Yeah.
They felt different enough to,
They at least felt different than one another. They didn't all feel the same.
Exactly. That was like when I saw 3 city tracks in Wave 4, I was like, oof, this is gonna be rough. But no, they're all fine enough. GBA Riverside Park, I think, is the best GBA remake in the Booster Course Pass.
In the Booster Course Pass, 100%. What are the other ones? There's what? There's Boo Lake, there's Snowland, there's Sunset Wilds. Yep. Yeah, in the Booster Course Pass for sure.
Even in like
honestly,
the base game, I think.
Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, you're right. Overall in the game,
I don't know. It might be a little bit behind Ribbon Road for me. It's better than Mario Circuit. It's more interesting.
Oh yeah, 100%. I don't like GBA Mario Circuit that much, honestly.
I don't know about Cheese Land though. I don't know if I like this one or Cheese Land a bit more, but
do we like it better than Coconut Mall?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm deciding. Like this one, it's short, it's sweet, it has a satisfying ending. It has it looks really good.
It looks so good, and the music is great in my opinion as well.
Music is great as well. The Patuis, they're a nice addition.
I'd say it's better than Coconut Mall.
I think so. I'm gonna go with that. I think it is better than Coconut Mall. Also, by the way, just something I completely randomly realized is in this wave, I think there's 4 tracks. Maybe even 5 tracks that feature Piranha Plant.
Wait, hold on, let's see.
Oh, it's because there's Riverside Park.
Yeah.
Yoshi's Island has the hanging one.
Mm-hmm.
Bangkok Rush
Mario's.
has the little ones, like instead of the Inky, it's like the little ones on the road, like on the side. They should have brought the Inky
I
fun.
thought they got rid of. I thought they got rid of them
No,
entirely.
there's
I don't-
little piranha
No,
plants.
no, no, no. Never mind. You're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah. Mario Circuit has the fire piranha plants.
ones, and then the cardboard ones. So
Yeah.
I think 5 tracks in Wave 4 have the frickin' piranha plants. That's funny.
Before we
NES,
move on,
yeah.
do we think it's better than Shroom Ridge? I'm not. I feel like it's good where it is, but
I am honestly like kind of leaning towards maybe a little bit above Shroom Ridge. Just maybe.
yeah.
I feel like gameplay-wise, it's more interesting and has a little bit more going on. It's not just.
I mean, yeah. Objectively, it's better gameplay-wise. Is much better graphics. Is better music. I don't know about better. Very good music. Both have very good music.
Yeah.
I feel like it's definitely top of A.
I think I think it's top of A. This might be biased because I think besides another track, this is my favorite. I think in Mario Kart Wii.
I'd say top of S.
Top
I
of
like
S?
this. This is my favorite track in the game.
Ooh,
In the whole game, this is my favorite track.
I do think I do enjoy this one more than Rainbow Road. I would even go as far to say I do like it more than Ninja Hideaway. The Mario Kart Wii tracks just were treated very well in the Booster Course Pass.
Yes, and the half pipes are so much fun to go off of in this version.
And the
It's
double-
just like
and the
they give you.
double cut.
Yes, and the double cut, but like the half pipes in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, in my opinion, some
Janky.
people think they're a little janky. I
works
just think
on
they're
this
so
track,
much
though.
fun. Yes, it does. And also, I just think the half pipes are so much fun in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, especially because in Mario Kart Wii, if I remember correctly, they gave you, I'm pretty sure, the same amount of boost as an orange mini turbo. They give you a full mushroom boost in this game. It is crazy.
Yeah. I definitely think top of A tier. I think I'm gonna put
Or you mean S tier?
or S tier, yeah.
Yeah.
On top of S
Okay.
tier. I think I'm gonna put a track very soon above it. Like in my own personal ranking, I think there's a track that's just better. Very, very soon, in fact. You might get an idea of which one, but
Yeah.
I think top of S tier. I think that's where it belongs. I think Yoshi's Island though is one of the best Mario Kart tracks.
I agree. Personally, I like DK Summit more, but I would agree that objectively speaking, Yoshi's Island is a better track. I would agree.
Like Yoshi's Island, it's like the perfect.
It is
like,
so good.
It's like the perfect crossover track.
Yes, like all the different enemies from the Yoshi's Island series and all the different environments, plus the music is so
Amazing.
good.
One of my favorite remixes in this entire DLC, if not like in the entire game.
Yes, and also it has like the results screen music.
The like
Plus the
the start
Sorry, you were
like,
saying.
screen has like the little drums,
that, and then also yeah,
the Yoshi coins. With with
yeah,
that sound
and
effect.
also the Mario Kart Tour art style here,
Works.
like obviously it has been upgraded a lot, but it also works here. Like it
Yeah.
fits the aesthetic of Yoshi's Island.
the cartoony aesthetic just fits very, very well
Yes.
with Mario Kart, or with the Yoshi's Island. Moving on to Bangkok Rush, C tier.
Yeah, I'd say it's worse than Berlin.
Maybe
I don't
worse
know.
than
If,
Sky Garden. I don't remember this one, if I'm being completely honest. Besides,
I remember it. I might like it. I think it's worse than New York.
seriously?
I don't know. There's nothing I really like about this. Like the multiple split paths and like the part where you can go onto the upper area is cool and all, but there are so many turns that are not built for this game. Like there are so many. Like it just, especially I mainly play on 200cc whenever I don't play online, and it is just not built for this game at all. They could have scaled some parts of the track so much better. It just overall, like, it could be so much better. They got rid of the ink piranha plants. Aesthetically,
that
I don't
one
think
up
it
a
looks
little
great.
No, it aesthetically, it's probably one of the weaker looking.
Yeah,
tracks.
music-wise, it like
It's
it
alright.
it sounds okay, but like it's not something I'd listen to really outside of the game.
I think New York Minute has a better song, as far as I'm
Oh
remembering.
yeah,
Like,
100%.
I just-
New York Minute has a great song. Like say what you want about that track, it has really great music.
I just, like, if I'm being honest, I can't remember Bangkok Rush's music to save my life.
I can vaguely remember it. Like it has some trumpets. I know it has some trumpets, and it has. For some reason, I want to say there's an Urthu somewhere in it. I might be
Like,
pronouncing
I'm-
the name of that instrument wrong, but
I'm trying to think of the song, but I think I'm getting Tokyo Blur's song instead.
Oh wait, actually, this is decent. I remember it now. It has the flute. Dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. Yeah, and then the flutes come in. Yeah, it's actually decent. I remember this now.
I think New York's might still be a little bit better.
Oh yeah, New York's is for sure better. New York's has some of my I love the music in New York Minute. It sounds like the instrumentation of a Frank Sinatra song in some parts. Like it is great.
Yeah, I think
it fits the vibe.
I think New York, sure it's forgettable, sure it's short, but it's more memorable I think than Bangkok.
Yeah,
it looks better.
I cannot remember many parts of Bangkok Rush.
I only remember bouncing on top of the tents and the river.
The river with the ships in the start. Yeah.
That's all I remember.
Yeah.
I think this is a good spot for it.
Yeah. DS Mario Circuit.
It replaced Airship Fortress. F tier. Nah, I'm kidding. I actually
honestly
enjoyed this one.
I actually really like this track. I think it is my favorite Mario Circuit. I take that back. It's second favorite Mario Circuit in the game, but that's just because I like Mario Circuit 3 so much. And I'd say objectively, it is a much better track than Mario Circuit 3.
I don't know if I would put it high in the B tier though. I think maybe here.
Really? That's it? I was thinking honestly A tier. Actually no, I take it back. It's not better than Sydney.
No.
I feel like it's better than the forest section is really great. Actually I might like it better than Sydney, honestly. I don't know. The fire piranha plants are a really cool thing in my opinion. It has some decent shortcuts. The forest section is great. It has great music. They added the Wiggler, which is really cool. And the hairpin turns towards the end are so much fun on 200cc.
It's just
I don't know. I feel like it honestly might deserve above Choco Mountain. I'm not gonna say above Sydney just because I'm not sure, but
I just I don't know. At the end of the day, it's still a Mario Circuit track.
But it is one of the best Mario Circuit tracks.
It's one of the best, but Mario Circuit track can only be so good. I don't see myself playing this above Waluigi Pinball at all. I think Waluigi Pinball is still a better track. But I think it's close behind.
I feel like if this were my list, I would honestly I think put it
you would put
above
here,
Boo
right?
Lake. No. I think I honestly would put it above Boo Lake, but that
how about right here in between Choco Mountain and Waluigi Pinball? It hurts me to put a Mario Circuit a Mario Circuit from the same game, in fact, on top of Waluigi Pinball. I love this track. It just has fallen off for me a little bit.
Yeah, the concept of Waluigi Pinball, credit where credit is due, phenomenal. Is one of the best in the entire Mario Kart series. It's just the gameplay wise, it just is not great.
Yeah, I think right there is fine though. Oh, we're gonna get so many comments about that placement. Oh my gosh, you put a Mario Circuit.
You know what? If you don't like this choice, leave a comment down below. Tell us your opinions. Definitely doesn't get the video recommended to more people. That definitely doesn't help out the video.
True. Oh, we were talking about Waluigi tracks. I almost forgot there was another one. Waluigi Stadium. I think this was in an S tier as well.
Yep, that's honestly.
I'm in between here or here. I think
that's what I was gonna say.
I think
the half pipe thing onto the ramp above is so cool. The music is amazing. It looks I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I think this might look better than a lot of the base Mario Kart 8 game. Legitimately.
I could see it. It has very great texturing. It has great
yes.
The lighting is great. The stadium aesthetic, the vibrancy of it is just perfect.
It is so good.
It fits the Waluigi character well, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Waluigi Stadium. It's objectively probably the best Waluigi track.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only two of them, right? Waluigi Stadium and Waluigi Pinball.
I think you're right. Actually, wow.
Because Wario got Mount Wario and arguably
Wario Stadium.
Hideaway, Wario Stadium.
Yeah.
Wario Shipyard.
Yeah. There are two Wario Stadiums also.
Yeah.
There's the N64 and the...
Yeah, the
in the
N64 one
DS.
sucks. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
Waluigi Stadium though is
It's
probably,
basically a better version of Wario Stadium from the N64. It's like it took kind of that concept and just made it infinitely better.
it just made like an actual stadium track, not just a long, boring. Oh, there's ramps kind of track.
Yeah.
And like the half pipe
Yeah.
really like make it like come to life in this version. Singapore Speedway, love this track.
Same.
I might
I
honestly put
think
it in
it's my
A tier.
favorite. No, it's not my favorite city track. I like one of them.
I think I know.
Actually,
which
no, I
one.
like two better. But I like two
Two?
better, I think.
Okay, I don't know what the second one is, but I think I know what the first one is. I think I might put it above. I don't know about above Snowland. I would put it in the A tier somewhere though.
I think either above Peach Gardens or above Boo Lake is good. I'm leaning towards above Peach Gardens.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm thinking. Like, it has phenomenal music. It has a memorable, like, maybe not memorable layout. Like, I don't remember exactly the layout, but it has memorable.
But it has a lot of
locales.
memorable sections.
Like the water geysers, like the rainbow geysers.
And aesthetically, it is so good as well.
Chinatown, like the fact that it has two different songs. Chinatown
Yeah.
was pretty cool. And then like the top of that rooftop, or the top of that roof with like the Goombas and the little like buoys. Just kind of vibing.
Yeah, honestly, like, in my opinion, the music from this track being used in the Wave 4 trailer is probably... Yeah, I think that honestly might have been the most hype track reveal for, like, any of the waves. Just because, like, the music throughout the whole trailer was so good. I remember in Wave 5 I absolutely loved, but the trailer, I was just not really excited for the new tracks because although I love the Koopa Cape song, it didn't get me as excited for the tracks as Wave 4 did with the Singapore Speedway music.
I was gonna say, was it Moonview Highway or was it Koopa Cape that was in?
It was Koopa Cape in the trailer. Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's one of the best of the city tracks. I
fully agree.
might put another one above it, but I don't know for sure. I think it has the
I
best.
definitely like at least one of them better. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm debating whether I like a second one better than it or not, but it's close.
I think A tier is like a good spot for it.
Yeah, I feel like where we've put it now is great.
I don't think any of the city tracks are S tier, but
I think one might be, honestly. I love one of them.
is it Athens Dash?
Oh, wait, that's the next course, yeah. Yep. I didn't realize that was the very next one.
That's what I was talking about.
Athens
Bangers.
Dash. It is so good.
That's what I was talking about. Bangers back to back, like two city tracks that are bangers back to back. Singapore Speedway and Athens Dash. As much as I hate the name Athens Dash,
yeah,
Athens Acceleration
it could have been better. Yes, I actually fully agree.
Athens Dash, it's another A tier. I just don't know where to put it. Like it has, like the ending is kind of weird.
I like it. It's like the if you pull it off correctly, it's really fun. Just tricking off of all the stairs.
Exactly. It's like just get good.
I think it's better than Snowlands. I think. I don't know if I like it more than Coconut Mall though.
I think Coconut Mall is still like maybe a better track, but this one does not feel like a city track at all. It
is just a really good track. Also, it looks parts of it look really good. Parts of it look awful.
Yeah.
But
We don't talk about the tops of the buildings.
Yeah.
Or just the buildings themselves in this one. Ooh, that's a whole nother topic for another day.
Yeah.
Coconut Mall is a better track. But Athens Dash is definitely up there. I think, in my opinion, it's probably the best of the city tracks.
Yeah. I would agree. There's one more city track that I'm not sure if I like better than Singapore, but it's definitely another one that I think is a standout. But other than that, a lot of them still fall into some of the not so great things about city tracks. But
yeah,
Daisy Cruiser.
Daisy Cruiser, I think A tier. I don't think it's quite S tier.
It's definitely not S tier in my opinion. I like the track, but like
I like it, but it's I don't know.
I don't think it's better than Singapore, honestly.
Yeah.
Like it's good, but I'm thinking, where you have it right now above Peach Gardens might be good.
I think that's a good spot for it because like it has a fun enough like idea. You know, you're on a cruise ship. You know, these little Goombas in the buoys again. Why are there so many tracks back to back with Goombas and Buoys and Piranha Plants. But I like this track. It could look better graphically.
I agree with that.
But
one thing that I am a little disappointed about is I'm glad they brought back the table sliding back and forth like they did in the Double Dash version, but they didn't bring back the item boxes tumbling back and forth.
Do the item boxes not move back and forth?
Not that I remember, no. I
swear they did.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull up my footage of it because
they just don't tumble though. They don't have like a tumbling animation. I'm pretty sure they move back and forth though.
I think they move from lap to lap, but I don't think they actually slide. Like I think they just change location. Yeah, no, they don't move at all because they span across the entire road. There's no room for them to move.
Oh, okay. Well then,
like they move in the section with all the tables, but they used to tumble across the track in that first like top deck area of the cruiser.
Okay, got you. Yeah, I think Singapore is a better track, but Daisy Cruiser is still a great track regardless.
I agree.
Out of the GCN tracks, I think it's the weakest, but like Mario Kart Double Dash, I said this in my like look back to the Mario Kart series video, or look back at the Mario Kart series. I said that Double Dash has consistently good tracks, besides a couple, and I still stand by that. Like, even some of the weaker ones, like in Double Dash, are still great tracks. And I think this one's amongst the top, but there's just so much competition here that I think...
Yeah.
I think it belongs in the A tier. No A tier. Moonview Highway...
When this track first came out, I wasn't a huge fan of the remake. The more I've played it, I love this track.
Yeah, it's better than Shroom Ridge. I think out of the traffic courses here, it's better than Shroom Ridge. Would we go as far as to say than Riverside? That's like the thing. I don't know. Like I feel like objectively, it's a maybe more fun track to play. I don't know. Like I feel
they're really close. They're both really good tracks.
I feel like the nerf in the like the cars, like there's just not many cars at all in this track.
Yeah, I am glad they brought back the bomb cars though. Those are fun.
Those are fun. I don't know what these.
I feel like Riverside might be better though.
It has a slight edge, but it's better than Shroom Ridge. It's a great track still. Despite
the music is also
phenomenal music.
The main section is really great, but my favorite portion personally is the
toll booth,
the city section where after you go through. After you go through the toll booth and you go under the bridge and everything. It's like
I love that music. I will agree with you there.
Good. Like they brought out the full big band. There are not many tracks in Mario Kart 8 that use a soprano saxophone. This is one of them, which is I'm really glad they did because the city section in the original Mario Kart Wii version used a synthesized soprano sax and also xylophone. And then they brought back the xylophone too, but they use soprano sax for this. And I'm pretty sure off the top of my head, the only other track to use soprano sax is Wii U Mario Circuit. I don't think any other track uses soprano.
Yeah, I think this is a good spot for it.
Yeah.
Right here between Riverside and Shroom Ridge.
I agree.
Squeaky Clean Sprint is another S tier, I think.
Yes, 100%.
I think I might like it better than Ninja Hideaway slightly. But I don't
I agree.
I like it more than DK Summit.
I also agree.
It's like a good middle ground between two great tracks. Like it has an amazing theming. Like who would have thought we would be driving around in a giant bathroom in Mario Kart?
I'm honestly surprised they didn't do this sooner. Like it seems like almost like an obvious theme. Like, oh, this is such a great idea.
But no one saw it coming.
But they executed it. Yeah, they executed it so well. Also, the aesthetic is really great. All the little Easter eggs, as well as the split path towards the end with the glider section, the upper and lower. Toilet. Yeah, and then you're also after that split path on lap 2 or 3, you're able to then go onto another split path at the start of lap 1 if you took that upper route. Yeah. It's really cool.
It's just like overall such an amazing track. Like, the idea of it being in a bathroom, it's nice and goofy. It fits the Mario Kart theming well. with goofy tracks like that, and like it just takes it to a whole nother level. There's just like if Yoshi's Island wasn't as great as it was, it would be probably my favorite of the Nitro tracks. But
Yeah,
it has some
same
very
here.
tough competition with Yoshi's Island. But Squeaky Clean Sprint is still an amazing track.
Yeah.
Looks great, has amazing music, great theming, great track design. Love it.
LA Laps.
I'd probably put it B tier above Los Angeles or above Paris.
Yeah,
maybe.
that's fair.
Maybe
It's
above Mario Circuit. I don't know though. Like,
I don't think it's above Mario Circuit 3. I do like laps 1 and 2 a lot of this course. I think it has a lot of great moments. It doesn't feel too much like a city track, especially the portions where you're going by the beach. There are a few portions where the turns can be a little too sharp and they're not scaled great.
then like some parts where it just kind of feels like a city track.
Yeah. I will say going through the stadium, the glider section is really cool. Also the music I very much like as well. The half pipe towards the start of the course,
With the,
I think is
the skate ramp.
yeah, I think it's a lot of fun, especially because on 200cc, if you go off of that and immediately start a drift, you'll just barely stay on the track, but you'll get a purple mini turbo super quickly because of how sharp you have to turn. And then you just boost right forward. It's really fun if you pull it off.
If I'm remembering correctly, this one, or that part is Venice Beach. And then you start at, like, Santa Monica.
I don't know. I don't know
I
geography.
only know
I don't
this
know
because,
places.
like, I went to Los Angeles to go to Super Nintendo World. And, like, on our last night there, we went to Santa Monica because we wanted to watch the sunset. And I was like, we gotta do the Mario Kart. We gotta do the Mario Kart Beach. So Santa Monica with the pier and stuff. So that's the only reason why. Yeah, it was Santa Monica because it has the Ferris wheel. And then Venice is the one with the skate park, I think. But yeah, I think, like, laps 1 and 2 were pretty good. Lap 3,
lap
though,
3
with
is
the oil
definitely the
field,
weakest point.
like, lap 3 with the
It
oil
doesn't
field,
look great, first of all.
No.
Like,
yes.
they could have. It looks like they're like, oh, wave 1, yeah.
They could have done Hollywood. They could have done anything besides the oil field.
Yeah, that would have been cool. But like it almost looks like they just took like the wave 1 graphics and they're like, hey, let's do a throwback to that.
Yeah,
for lap 3.
Not nice little gag. A nice little throwback to the past.
I will say it is overall really a boring lap as well. It has some like fun moments, but it's not great. But it definitely brings this track down a lot.
Yeah, like I think if it wasn't for that, it could have maybe been an A tier or high B tier. But I think below Sydney, above Paris is where I would put it in terms of city tracks. Sunset Wilds. Ooh, Sun Wilds. I enjoy it more than London. I enjoy it more than Bangkok. I don't know if I enjoy it more than New York or not.
I'd say objectively speaking, it's decent gameplay wise. Its music is okay.
Okay.
Like they could have done they could have done more with the music. The intro to it just doesn't sound like a very full arrangement. They could have like added some more backing instruments.
Yeah. I think it's funny. These two are the ones that got butchered coming to Mario Kart Tour.
Yeah.
And I think for that, like, I think
Sunset Wild had the sunset in Mario Kart Tour, and modders were able to put the sunset in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I don't see why Nintendo didn't do that.
Exactly.
Like it could have been done.
Like, sure, Sky Garden feels like a different track, but GBA Sunset Wilds, literally the gimmick that people wanted it back for, was not implemented.
It's gone.
I think,
and it's not even that fun of like. They added a little bit of elevation changes, but it's overall just not that fun of a track.
I still think Sky Garden has like better elevation changes. It's more semi-satisfying to play. Sunset Wilds is literally just a Super Nintendo track with a couple bumps in there.
Yeah.
I think C tier below Sky Garden, above New York Minute is where I think I would put it.
Personally, I feel like I might put New York Minute above it, but I can definitely see the argument it's better.
I don't know, I feel like these last 4 city tracks, they're like the definition of Mario Kart Tour city tracks. They're quite literally cities. So I think Sunset Wilds, just because it is carried by the fact that it's a unique-ish setting.
Also the The Shy Guys with pickaxes are also pretty cool.
Yes, the Shy Guys are, I think, what make this track bearable. Koopa Cape. Another S tier?
Honestly, I don't know. Honestly, maybe.
Because, like, when it first came out, I was just like, this is the worst iteration of Koopa Cape. But the more I played it, it's still Koopa Cape. It's still a great track.
It's so... Yeah, the river section is so much fun going down the rushing river. The half pipes are so much fun. I personally love the underwater section more than I ever have now. I'm sure that the spinning electric obstacle things are like
they should
those are gone,
back
but
somehow. But
the half pipe in there is just so much fun to like maintain your speed from the river. Like you go down the river into the section, you can go up the half pipe and get a mushroom boost to continue through. It's just overall, it's really satisfying. It's scaled really well for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. All the turns feel like they were pretty much made for this game. Overall, it's just a really, really great track.
I don't know if I would put it above Mushroom Gorge or below it.
Personally, I feel like I would put it above Mushroom Gorge. I
don't think it's quite,
but it's close. It's close.
I think right there.
I agree. Yeah.
All right. Well, time for the Canada track. Canada. Wait. Hold on. We'll make this one blue. Oh wait, I did not want to change the color of that one. Alright, well, let me just do this quick. And Canada. Enough said. Okay, memes aside, I think this one's a good city track.
It's decent. It's up there with some of my, like, it's on the better half of them. The anti-gravity bridge is cool. It has a decent aesthetic. Its music is pretty cool. Some of the turns do not feel great. Like that on lap 1, leaving the ice rink is not great.
There's so many like great parts about it. There's like the suspension bridge, the ice rink, and then like besides that.
But then there are also so many parts that aren't.
Yeah, great. I would think I liked him a bit more than Los Angeles, maybe.
I
don't know though. Like
I don't know. They're close for me. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up my old tier list.
I feel like
because I don't remember what I ranked it originally.
Like Los Angeles had like that last lap that just was kind of and it had the parts where it felt like a city. This one doesn't have a particularly bad lap, but there is a lot of it that feels like a normal city track. That's like why I don't know if I would put it above or below Los Angeles.
I originally ranked LA laps higher, but the more I've played both, I'd say LA laps 1 and 2 are pretty good. Lap 3 brings it down a lot. Vancouver Velocity, although it's not like an amazing track, it's pretty consistent throughout. It's overall pretty. It's a good track. It's not great.
Yeah,
I would say. So I'd say right above LA laps on it.
Now what about Mario Circuit 3?
I really wish Mario Circuit 3 was still higher. Anytime we put anything above it, I don't
just die inside.
Yeah. But
Roma Avanti, is this the one that you're talking about?
That's the other one I was talking about. I don't think I like it more than Singapore the more I've thought about it, but I still really like it. I feel like it should be an A tier. I'd say above Calamari Desert.
Yeah, that's a good spot.
Above. Yeah, I think above Calamari Desert is good.
Because, like, the start of the show is obviously the Coliseum. Because there's driving, like, spiraling up it, and then there's the chain chomp section on lap 3. But then the rest of it, besides, like, gliding over the, like, the little, like, fountain thingy, it feels like a city track.
I don't know. I don't feel like it. Like, I don't think it feels like a city track, but, like, let me rephrase that. I feel like it has less of the common tropes of city tracks, like the bad parts of it. It does feel like you're driving through a city, but not in the bad way that a lot of other city tracks have. Lap 3, I really like when you go in the bottom area of the Coliseum where you can trick off of the bite marks that the chain chomps have left in the bridge. That's pretty fun. Overall, it's a really solid track in my opinion. Also, the music is pretty good as well.
The music is pretty good. It's like good opening for like a wave.
Yeah,
like an opening like song. So I mean, there's that. I don't think I've played this one enough though, so I think I'll just go with your word and we'll put it in the A tier. I think in between those, I know I like GBA Blue Lake a good amount, so I think I'm gonna keep that.
I definitely like Blue Lake more.
But like Rome is just a city track, but I don't remember it being bad. I don't remember it being a track that I'm dreading to play again.
Yeah,
that kind of sums it up for me. I think A tier is a good spot for it though. I do remember it being a bit better than N64 Calmar Desert.
DK Mountain
is S tier.
Honestly, I agree. I'm not sure where in S tier though.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I definitely enjoy it more than Waluigi Stadium. I might enjoy it more than Rainbow Road. I don't know about Ninja Hideaway though.
I'd say solely for the gap cut, it's above Ninja Hideaway. Like overall, I'd say it's as consistently good as Ninja Hideaway, but also it has the gap cut. But then Ninja Hideaway does have the 200cc shortcut at the end.
I think the gap cut is more satisfying to do though.
I agree.
It's just more fun to do, I think.
Yeah, it's just a really fun course. Also, it looks really good too. Yeah.
And
like graphically.
It's like it feels like an adventure.
Yes,
like you're being shot up from the top of a mountain, or you're being shot.
Yeah, it's like DK. It's kind of like DK Summit, just without the snow theming and half pipes, pretty much.
I mean, it has half pipes.
Actually, it has half pipes, but not as many. No one
uses them.
True, except me sometimes because I like half pipes in Mario Kart Deluxe. I don't know. They're just satisfying to go off, in my opinion.
I think it definitely is one of my favorite other retro tracks in Mario or in the Booster Course Pass, because like obviously like these three aren't considered retro tracks, they're considered new tracks. It's definitely in my like top 5 though for the Booster Course Pass tracks.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Squeaky Clean Sprint is better. Yeah. One thing I don't like about DK Mountain though, I don't like how they did the music in this version. It's not bad, it's very faithful to the original, just with live instruments, but I feel like if they added like some horns to it, it would have been really good.
A bit more interesting, yeah. Daisy Circuit, I think, is an A tier circuit track.
Yeah, I agree. It's not a bad track at all. It's not exactly a standout to me, but I think I like it better than Daisy Cruiser. I think. I'm
between these two. Like both Daisy's tracks are pretty good. I enjoy it more than Peach Gardens. Like just in my humble opinion, I enjoy it a bit.
Yeah. Nope. I feel like Daisy Cruiser is just a little bit worse.
Yeah. Daisy Circuit is just like it has great music. I think the music is better in Daisy Circuit. And
I agree, although I really like the Wii version of the music better, just because they took away the piano. The piano was so good in the original, and they took it away.
Yeah, I think it's a better track than Daisy Cruiser, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Piranha Plant Cove, I don't know. I think it's A tier.
I'd say another A tier, yeah.
I don't know if I put it above Athens or not. I think I enjoy it a bit more than Snowland.
I agree.
I don't know.
Gameplay-wise, it's really great. It looks phenomenal, has great music. But personally, I think I might put it above Athens, the more I think about it. Just because, like, Athens is really, really good, but it is still a city track. It doesn't feel like a city track, but it is limited.
Go as far in creativity as, like,
Piranha Plant Cove. Piranha Plant Cove is a really creative concept.
Because they both...
just overall, it's really great.
Because they both also go with a, like, ruins aesthetic. But like this one's like an underground, like underwater ruins, and then there's also like the little cove
of a civilization that worshipped PD Piranha, apparently.
Exactly. Mario Kart.
As we all should. As we all should. PD Piranha, our Lord and Savior.
Yeah, I think it's just slightly better than Athens. It does the theme better because it can do more with it, because it's not restricted to being a city track. I don't think it's better than Coconut Mall, though.
I would agree with that, yeah.
Madrid, though, I love the music in this one. The music is probably...
Gameplay-wise, I feel like
it's alright. I think B tier, like, maybe above Paris, maybe above Los Angeles, but it really does feel like a city track.
Yeah, it definitely has its moments, but there's a lot of it that isn't great. I love the museum section and the stadium sections, although those are very brief. They are pretty
very,
cool.
very short, yeah.
I don't know if I like it better than Paris, honestly. Like, I feel like just Paris drives pretty well, honestly, overall. While Madrid Drive, although it does have higher highs, I feel like it also does have lower lows, is the thing.
Paris is, like, consistent because, like, you're basically doing the same thing 3 times in a row except for one map's in reverse.
Yeah.
But, like, Madrid, it has, like, the different landmarks that you go into, like the museum, the little, like, the little store shopping mall type thing with, like, the escalator that you jump down. And then it has, like, the museum. Did I say the museum or did I say the stadium? One or the other.
I think you said stadium.
Okay.
I don't know.
But, it has... And then, like, on top of that, it has phenomenal music. But I think I'm going to have to agree with you that Madrid is a little bit less memorable than Paris. Like...
Yeah, I would agree.
Maybe it's because Madrid I haven't played as much of.
That's also fair. It might grow on me too.
Yeah.
The more I play it.
I've only played like most of the Wave 6 tracks except for a select couple. I've only played like maybe 3 times max. So like
yeah.
Madrid, maybe when I play more of it, it'll grow on me like Paris Promenade did. But I think right where we put it here in the B tier, it's not a C tier. It's not down here with these monstrosities, but it's not deserving of A tier being up near Sydney.
Rosalina's Ice World.
Hold on, we need to do another row quick. Well, where's the X? There it is. Yeah, hold on. I'm sticking with this one. It's Galaxy. It's cringe. It's
true, but okay. I will say I'm not a big Galaxy fan. I hate the controls. Mario does not move the way he should move. But I will say I feel like it has really great environments and aesthetics, and what this course takes from it, it does in a really good way. And overall, I feel like it's just a fun course.
It's a fun track. I don't know. I don't really remember.
On 200cc, I really enjoy it. The camera shenanigans on the wide turn towards the start are a little bit annoying.
Yeah.
But
I do know I like it better than SNES Mario Circuit 3. It is
personally, I like it better than Daisy Circuit, but I don't know if it's objectively as good a course.
I might put it above Choco Mountain. No, I'm not even like doing the memes of like, oh yeah, Galaxy is cringe. Besides, like, beyond that, it's just another ice track. If it wasn't for them being like, oh yeah, let's do a Rosalina themed one, it definitely would have just been the ice track of Mario Kart. But since they went with the Galaxy theming, with the, oh my gosh, it's the Comet Observatory. If it wasn't for that, then this track would definitely probably be in the C tier. But, like, it having a somewhat of a theme kind of brings it up a little bit.
True. I will say I am just really happy that they are bringing in stuff from 3D Mario games, like, into Mario Kart. They don't do that too often. Like, when they did that with Yoshi's Island, it worked out great. Obviously, this course is not on the same level as that. I'd say, graphically, it looks really great, in my opinion.
All of Wave
Music,
6 does.
True. Music sounds amazing. And gameplay-wise, I think it's really, really fun. But personally, I would have put it quite a bit higher, but I definitely can understand it being in B tier.
Yeah, maybe I might put it above Sydney, but
I feel like it deserves to be an A tier track. I feel like maybe top of B could be a good compromise.
Yeah, I think it's better than Sydney because it doesn't, just like Piranha Plant Cove, it's not held back by the fact that it's a city track, so it could do more with its theme. And I mean, it's a decent enough ice track, snowy track. I think B tier is a good spot for it.
Yeah.
Now, I think we're gonna have 2 back-to-back bangers here.
Yes.
S tier.
Yes.
I never thought I'd say the day
100%.
I never thought I'd see the day that I would put a Super Mario Kart track in S tier, but here we are. I just don't know where.
I don't know if I like it more than 3DS Rainbow Road.
That's kind of what I'm at. Like, I think I like it a bit more than Waluigi Stadium.
I will say I like it better than DK Mountain, but I don't know if I like it better than Ninja Hideaway. Just in my personal opinion.
I think I might put it above 3DS Rainbow Road, though.
Yeah.
Because, like, sure, it's...
Also, I realize what I just said does not make sense in the context of the tier list. But I'm just thinking of like
If
what I
this was
personally
your
like,
tier list, yeah.
yeah.
If like you were doing your own tier list and it wasn't two people's
Yeah.
opinions, yeah, I get it.
Yes.
I think I enjoy Ninja Hideaway a little bit more, but like maybe I might put it above Ninja.
I'd say Ninja Hideaway is a lot of fun, but Bowser's Castle 3, it's just like it is constant, just high speed. Like you're always doing something. It's really overall an engaging track. The being able to drive on the walls or not
That's
the like
fun, yeah. Like
the pillars towards the end is
they are walls, yeah.
Yeah, and then tricking off of the thwomp at the end is a cool addition.
Which is weird, but also, is it just me or is it really weird that they made the thwomps really semi-realistic?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's the same texture.
It was just so weird. Like Tokyo.
I think it's because you normally don't get
like
that
the
close
orange
up to
of the lava.
Oh yeah. Going back to Tokyo Blur, one thing I didn't really like though about that is they for some reason took the thwomps from Thwomp Ruins and put those in Tokyo Blur instead of the thwomps from other places in the game. And the difference between that is thwomps in Thwomp Ruins have a slightly green tint to them, which does not fit Tokyo Blur.
Yeah, the thwomps there just look weird.
Yeah, like they could have used the more gray ones from other places in the game, which I can't think of off the top of my head.
Like
but
Bowser Castle.
Yeah,
that's the only one I could think of. I think Bowser Castle is the only one.
Anyway, yeah, Bowser's Castle 3, really good track.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it above DK Mountain personally, but I think it's still...
I think I would, but I can understand not doing that.
Like
I think where it is now is a good compromise.
It's a phenomenal track, though. What else is phenomenal? I think this one goes in the top of S tier. We Rainbow Road. The end of the Booster Course Pass. The end of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe as we know it. I think this was the best possible ending we could have gotten for this game.
I completely agree. I don't know if I think it's necessarily the best track that we have on here, but I'd say it's the best ending track that they could have done.
I honestly I think it's my favorite.
I still think I enjoy DK Summit and Yoshi's Island more. Actually, I don't know if I enjoy Yoshi. Like I said, I prefer DK Summit to Yoshi's Island. I think my ranking of the top 3 would be DK Summit, Rainbow Road, Yoshi's Island.
And mine would be Rainbow Road, Yoshi's Island, DK Summit. So then, I guess, do we just do a middle ground and put it there and have Yoshi's Island?
I mean, both of us ranked Yoshi's Island worse than Rainbow Road, though.
True. Okay, so then I think objectively,
let's just keep it how it is. Yeah, let's just keep it at the top.
Road is
because objectively speaking, without my personal bias towards DK Summit, with how much I without reason love the half pipes in this game, objectively I'd say Rainbow Road is the best track
in the Booster Course Pass.
It is, and from start to finish, I'd say it's the best Rainbow Road.
Yeah,
it is amazingly designed. The shortcuts are great. The turn skip you can do with the half pipe turn is just there's so much in this track that is so good.
And the music is phenomenal.
Yes, the music! It is so good! It's one of my favorite remixes, honestly, in this game.
It is definitely
so
up
good.
there for me. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Mario Kart 8, base game, Booster Course Pass. I think this one's near my top for my favorite of the remixes that they have in here, or arrangements. All right, so here's how our ranking went. We Rainbow Road at 1, Yoshi's Island at 2, We DK Summit at 3, Squeaky Clean Sprint at 4, GCN DK Mountain at 5, SNES Bowser Castle 3 at 6, Ninja Highway at 7, 3DS Rainbow Road at 8, GCN Waluigi Stadium at 9, Wii Maple Treeway at 10, Wii Koopa Cave at 11, Wii Mushroom Gorge at 12, GBA Riverside Park at 13, Wii Moonview Highway at 14, DS Drum Ridge at 15, Wii Coconut Mall at 16, Piranha Plant Cove at 17, Tour Athens Dash at 18, GBA Snowland at 19, Singapore Speedway at 20, Wii Daisy Circuit at 21, Daisy Cruiser at 22, DS Peach Gardens at 23, GBA Blue Lake at 24, Romavanti at 25, N64 Calamari Desert at 26, 3DS Rosalina's Ice World at 27, Tour City Sprint at 28, N64 Choco Mountain at 29, DS Mario Circuit at 30, DS Waluigi Pinball at 31, SNES Mario Circuit 3 at 32, Tour Vancouver Velocity at 33, Tour Los Angeles Labs at 34, Tour Paris Promenade at 35, Tour Madrid Drive at 36, Merry Mountain at 37, Rock Mountain from 3DS at 38, Amsterdam Drift from Tour at 39, Tour Berlin Byways at 40, GBA Sky Garden at 41, GBA Sunset Wilds at 42, Tour New York Minute at 43, Tour Bangkok Rush at 44, Tour London Loop at 45, Tour Tokyo Blur at 46, 3DS Toad Circuit at 47, and Sky High Sunday taking last place, the worst track in all of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe probably, at 48. Not only, though, are we doing a track tier list, we're going to quickly go over a character tier list, because not only did the Booster Course Pass bring with it tracks, it brought with it characters, it also brought Mii costumes, but I don't think we care that much about Mii costumes to go over them. But our first character is Birdo.
I'd say B tier, maybe.
Yeah.
A tier. B tier, yeah.
I mean, she kind of came with like 8 other colors, and it was a nice,
which is cool
surprise. But it's just Birdo. I wasn't dying for Birdo. PD Piranha I think is A tier.
S. Oh, okay.
Honestly, yeah, S tier.
I don't know. He's so derpy. Look at him.
Exactly. That's why we love him.
Exactly. Yes.
We love PD Piranha. He is a great character in Double Dash. He is a great enemy in Mario from Mario Sunshine.
And apparently a whole race of people worshipped him, as seen in Piranha Plant Cove's ruins. So clearly they were onto something.
Not the best character, but I think he's one of my favorites in Mario Kart.
I agree.
And the Booster Course Pass. Kamek, I think, is A tier.
I could see the argument for S tier just because he's been cut. He was cut from Mario Kart 64, and then he was cut from the original Mario Kart 8, and now he's finally here. But I feel like, objectively speaking, A tier is good.
Wiggler, I think, is another B tier. I think maybe below.
I love Wiggler. Objectively speaking, I'd say he is B tier. Personally, I love Wiggler, but
he does have some pretty cool animations. Like if he gets hit, he becomes angry. I think that alone brings him in the A tier.
Yeah.
Like, he's charming. Like no one expected him, and he was like a nice little surprise. And he's not Honey Queen, so I'm not mad about his inclusion.
Yes.
It was a nice surprise, and I enjoyed it.
There would have been a problem if Honey Queen was.
Oh yeah, if Honey Queen got into hole, I think she would have been an F tier. Diddy Kong. Another A tier, maybe S tier.
I don't know. I feel like A tier is good.
Yeah. Like he should have been in the base game.
I feel like the reason everybody wanted him here is because like he should be part of the mainstay roster. He should be here, but I don't know if he's deserving of S tier.
Yeah, he's not S tier material. Like he should have been in the base game. I think that's A tier material. S tier material, though, I think we could all agree. Funky Kong is the best character in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yes.
He was like the Mario Kart character. He is the Mario Kart character.
He is Mario Kart.
He is quite literally the definition of Mario Kart. Like you don't talk about Mario Kart without also talking about Funky Kong. So I think that alone, he defined Mario Kart Wii. He's gonna define Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, even though he's not the meta. He is easily the best character to come in the Booster Course Pass.
Fully agree.
Pauline, I might put her in B tier, maybe A tier. I don't know. I never really...
I feel like the Odyssey representation is cool, and I kind of hope that she ends up going in more spin-offs, but I think she is B tier, honestly.
Yeah, just above Birdo, I think. I think she's better than Birdo.
I feel like she should be on the roster, but as a character, I don't know. I wasn't like super happy that she's being included. I'm just like, oh, great.
That's cool. I think everyone saw her coming because she's just showing up in everything recently. She was in she was in the Super Mario Odyssey,
Golf.
And then
Mario Odyssey,
Tennis,
Mario Golf, and Mario Tennis.
But then she came to Golf, and then she came to Strikers Battle
Strikers.
League. And then Mario Kart. Yeah. She came in Mario Kart Tour as one of the first characers, like new characters.
Yeah, she was like the big character reveal for Mario Kart Tour, I'm pretty sure, at the beginning.
So yeah, I think I honestly might put her above Wiggler, maybe. But I think
maybe below Wiggler and A. Maybe below Wiggler and A tier.
Now this is gonna sound harsh. I know a lot of people like her. I haven't heard of a single fan of her though. Maybe even I'm gonna be nice and do D.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because
no hate to anybody who likes this character, but
why?
I don't think that she has a need to exist.
There were so many better options with who they could have brought from
Rob. They could have brought in Rob back, which
Rob
he
could have
isn't
came
in
back,
tour.
and he would have been he could have been in S tier. He could have joined the duo up there. Could have made it a trio. We could have gone like King Bob-omb, Nabbit.
Yes, Nabbit. Nabbit would have been really great because like cross promotion for Mario Wonder.
Exactly. Hammer Bro could have been like that. Could have been
Yes.
cool. 4 alternative or 3 alternative costumes.
I will say the voice acting, it's purely interesting. I don't think it really elevates the character at all. But the difference in voice acting from Toadette to Peachette to Peach, given they're all by the same voice actress, it's interesting to hear the different inflections. Like Peachette has a noticeably different tone than Peach and Toadette.
It's like a in between, but also not.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Once again, if this is any of your favorite characters, anybody watching,
no hate.
More power to you. But like,
objectively, I think.
Yeah, it's just there were better options.
Yeah, I think objectively, Peach is the worst character, not in the roster, but like in the Booster Course Pass.
That goes to Pink Gold Peach.
Yes, and Baby Rosalina.
True.
But that is it for this very long tier list video. But yeah, if you stuck to the end to see our character predictions, or not predictions, our character tier list, well, props to you. You survived an hour and a half of, well, maybe even longer, shorter, of Cristendo and Gameblock nerding out about Mario Kart. So,
and if you watched all the way this far in the video and you haven't liked the video yet, I mean, what are you doing? You did not watch this whole video if you didn't like it. Like, exactly. Come on.
But with that said, thank you, Gameblock, for joining me in this one.
Thank you for having me.
It was nice to have another video with you on the channel, because I feel like that you're maybe a fan favorite, possibly.
Woo!
But yeah, thanks for coming on and doing this very long tier list grind. And if you haven't yet, go check out Gameblock. I mean, I shouldn't be the one saying this because he has more subs. He is objectively the better content creator of the bunch. He's more consistent anyways.
Thank you.
With that said, I'm the biggest nub on YouTube, Cristendo. Thanks again, Jacob with the Gameblock, for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the next one.